Right now, 3 vehicles are sitting on dealership lots across the country that salespeople genuinely struggle to move off their inventory. Yet every single technician I know is discreetly purchasing them for their own households and families. These aren't project vehicles that need constant attention. These aren't decent considering the cost compromises where you settle for less. I'm referring to automobiles that'll deliver 300,000 miles, requiring nothing beyond routine oil services and standard brake replacements, selling at half their actual market worth because of one foolish factor that keeps buyers away. The general public remains completely unaware these exceptional models exist. Throughout my entire 22-year career working under hoods and diagnosing problems, I've observed countless buyers overspending on dependable Camrys and Accords, while these 3 superior options remain available on lots, waiting patiently for someone perceptive enough to recognize their genuine value. And vehicle number 1? That particular model has been my confidential suggestion for half a decade now. I've likely steered a dozen different clients toward them over the years, and 0, absolutely 0, have returned facing significant mechanical work or complaints. 0 failures. Right now, I'm revealing my 3 most underappreciated pre-owned automobiles available on the market today, the ones delivering Toyota-grade dependability at Kia-tier pricing structures. I'll dive deepest into number 1 since that's the specific vehicle that'll completely transform your shopping approach and save you thousands. Let's begin this countdown. Enjoying this so far? Subscribe now and turn on notifications. This channel is built on real hands-on experience, not dealership talk. Stick around. Car number 1 is the kind of deal only insiders know about. Number 3 represents a vehicle that technicians genuinely appreciate seeing arrive at the shop. Not due to constant repair needs, but because when service is actually required, every single component is accessible and affordable to replace. And you can secure one of these currently for under $9,000. Last year, a client of mine, a younger fellow, approximately 28 years old, arrived at my facility requesting I thoroughly examine a BMW 3 Series he planned to purchase from a local dealer. 2014 model year, 87,000 miles on the odometer. The dealer requested $14,500 for it. I carefully reviewed the complete service records, examined all the upcoming maintenance requirements, and spoke plainly and honestly. You're preparing to invest $14,000 in an automobile that's going to require $4,000 in mechanical work throughout the following 18 months of ownership. He immediately inquired about my alternative recommendation. I accessed AutoTrader on my mobile device and displayed a 2015 Buick Regal showing 62,000 miles priced at $8,900. Equivalent performance characteristics, superior long-term dependability, $5,600 in immediate savings. He purchased it that same week. That transaction occurred 14 months back from today. Want to know his total repair expenditure since purchase? $47. An air filter replacement plus a standard oil service. That's literally everything. Here's what dealers won't take the time to explain regarding the second-generation Regal and its true origins. It's not genuinely a traditional Buick in the conventional sense. It was actually manufactured on GM's sophisticated Epsilon II architecture, which was co-engineered collaboratively with Opel engineers in Germany. The 2.0-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder power plant. That's the identical LTG engine earning Ward's prestigious 10 Best Engines recognition 3 consecutive years running. The gearbox is a legitimate 6-speed automatic transmission from Aisin. That's a respected Japanese manufacturer that supplies transmissions to Toyota directly. So you've essentially got German automotive development and engineering, Japanese transmission technology and reliability, and American pricing structure because it displays Buick badging on the hood and grille, and purchasers under 50 years old won't even consider it seriously. Average pre-owned pricing for a 2015 Regal under 80,000 miles currently sits at $8,500 to $11,000. Contrast that directly with an equivalent model year BMW 328i, $14,000 to $18,000 for comparable mileage. Timing chain service on the Regal, if ever necessary during ownership, which is genuinely uncommon, runs about $1,100 total. On the BMW, $2,800 minimum, often more. The Regal's turbocharger is genuinely accessible from the engine bay. I can personally swap it within 3 hours of labor time. The BMW Turbo sits buried deep beneath the intake manifold assembly. You're facing $3,200 in labor charges alone, not including parts. If you're seriously shopping for one of these Regals, here's your complete inspection protocol checklist. First, verify the PCV valve system thoroughly. There was a revised component released after the 2014 model year that permanently resolved an oil consumption concern some early units experienced. If it's already been swapped to the updated part, you're completely set. Second, carefully examine the turbo inlet pipe for any signs of damage. If it shows cracking, that's only a $90 component and approximately 20 minutes labor to replace, but it reveals the prior owner likely neglected proper maintenance schedules. Third, evaluate the touchscreen infotainment system responsiveness. Certain IntelliLink infotainment units experienced delamination concerns on early production runs. Not a mechanical problem affecting drivability, but irritating for daily use and roughly $400 to properly address and repair. Bottom line regarding the Regal overall, you're genuinely acquiring a premium driving experience with excellent handling without dealing with premium repair expenses down the road. The sole reason this automobile remains affordable in today's market is simply that your neighbor and average buyer has no familiarity with it or its capabilities. But if you consider the Regal significantly overlooked by shoppers, this following vehicle might actually represent the most disregarded dependable sedan in America right now. And the depreciation curve on these models is genuinely offensive and insulting considering their exceptional quality and reliability track record. Number 2 features among the absolute lowest repair expenses of any mid-sized sedan currently available on the market. Lower ongoing costs than Camry, lower than Accord, yet it depreciates in value as though it's got some defective reputation problem. I've actively monitored this specific pattern for years now across hundreds of examples. Every single occasion a Mazda 6 enters my facility bay, I'm almost disappointed because there's genuinely nothing malfunctioning or broken. Oil services, brake pad replacements, tire rotations and replacements. That's literally all they need. Last month specifically, a 2016 model arrived at my shop with 167,000 miles on the odometer. The owner purchased it completely new from the dealer, operated it faithfully for 8 years straight, and wanted to understand what major maintenance expenses approached on the horizon. I elevated it on the lift, inspected absolutely everything thoroughly. Suspension components, entire braking system, undercarriage for rust or damage, retrieved diagnostic codes from the computer, examined transmission fluid condition and level. You know what my findings were after this thorough inspection? Absolutely nothing wrong. Even the original factory spark plugs still showed significant remaining service life. I honestly advised him to simply return in another 30,000 miles for the next check. He regarded me with suspicious disbelief, like I was somehow lying to generate future business. I receive that exact response frequently with these particular automobiles because people can't believe they're that reliable. Mazda executed something genuinely intelligent with the third-generation 6 design and engineering. They deliberately maintained mechanical simplicity throughout. The Sky Active 2 5-liter 4-cylinder engine doesn't employ a timing chain tensioner that's prone to premature failure like many competitors. It utilizes a sophisticated maintenance-free chain assembly system with a designed lifespan that matches the entire power plant itself. The 6-speed automatic transmission is their own proprietary design, and it's thoroughly proven over hundreds of thousands of units. No CVT complications or premature failures. No dual-clutch gambling on reliability. Just a conventional torque converter automatic transmission that shifts smoothly and endures for the vehicle's lifetime. And here's the technical engineering detail that genuinely matters for longevity. Mazda specifically engineered the compression ratio at 13:1, which is notably high. That compression ratio actually exceeds most dedicated sports cars on the market, meaning you get superior fuel economy numbers without compromising durability or engine lifespan. It's completely contrary to conventional engineering expectations and assumptions. Current market values will genuinely frustrate you if you previously purchased Japanese elsewhere and overpaid. A 2017 Mazda 6 Touring trim with 70,000 miles. You're currently examining $12,000 to $14,000 on average. An equivalent model year Camry SE with comparable mileage, $17,000 to $19,000 consistently. That's a $5,000 difference for an automobile that, in my direct professional experience, actually cost less maintaining long-term over ownership. The single most expensive repair I've ever personally performed on a Skyactiv-equipped Mazda 6 was a water pump replacement at 140,000 miles. $680 total for parts and labor combined. The average unexpected repair cost on an equivalent age Accord sedan, $1,100 typically, sometimes significantly more. When test driving a pre-owned Mazda 6 you're considering, focus attention on two specific elements carefully. First, check the infotainment control knob's physical condition and responsiveness. If it feels excessively loose or sticky during operation, the previous owner likely mishandled it regularly. Not automatically disqualifying from purchase, but clearly indicates their overall treatment habits and care level. Second, take it highway-bound at speed and release the accelerator pedal around 45 mph deliberately. If you detect even a slight shudder through the chassis, carefully inspect the motor mounts for wear. That's a recognized concern on higher mileage examples, and it's $350 to properly repair. Negotiate the price down if the seller won't budge on addressing it. Additionally worth noting, the 2014 to 2015 model years experienced some paint adhesion concerns on certain production batches. Look specifically for bubbling around hood and trunk perimeters and edges. Mazda quietly extended warranty coverage on this specific issue, so verify if it's already been addressed under that program. Who should seriously purchase this automobile? If you desire something genuinely enjoyable to operate daily, yet still practical and reliable, the Mazda 6 handles superior to anything else in this competitive category. If you're planning on maintaining a vehicle well past 200,000 miles and desire the absolute lowest possible maintenance expense over that time frame, this is definitively your choice. If you're exhausted from consistently overpaying for the Toyota emblem when comparable quality exists elsewhere, this is your legitimate alternative. Who should avoid it entirely? If you require maximum rear seat capacity for passengers or car seats, the Mazda 6 interior is measurably tighter than the Camry's cabin. If you specifically want the newest driver assistance technology features, the 2018 Plus models include them as standard or optional, but earlier production years don't offer them. And if you're purchasing primarily for resale value within 3 years rather than long-term ownership, remain with Toyota because the marketplace hasn't fully recognized how excellent the Mazda engineering is yet. Here's the technician calculation on the Mazda 6 from a pure value standpoint. Purchase it for $12,000, operate it for 150,000 miles over several years, invest maybe $2,500 on maintenance total throughout that period. You absolutely won't discover a superior dollars per mile arrangement in the entire mid-sized sedan category available today. Alright, that was number 2 on this countdown. This final one, number 1. This is the specific automobile I suggest more than any other single model to individuals asking my professional advice. And nearly everyone resists initially until they actually test drive one and experience it. If this straightforward perspective is providing value, hit subscribe now. I've got additional videos approaching soon on the specific automobiles dealerships actively promote versus the ones that genuinely make sense financially. Number 1 is a full-sized sedan featuring the identical drivetrain components as the Lexus ES, the equivalent reliability reputation as the Camry, more standard equipment than both competitors, and it's selling for $5,000 less than either because the average purchaser is 67 years old and it's perceived as an elderly person's car. Let me share about the specific client who nearly disputed with me regarding this automobile recommendation. 2 years back, a woman arrived, mid-40s professional occupation, requiring something dependable for a 60-mile daily commute to work. She'd been actively examining Camrys and Accords with an $18,000 budget established. I inquired if she'd considered the Avalon seriously. She actually laughed out loud, stated, "That's what my grandmother operates." I escorted her outside to my facility parking area and indicated my personal automobile, a 2014 Avalon Limited trim with 188,000 miles showing. I acquired it with 90,000 miles for $13,500 several years prior. At that moment, I'd invested maybe $1,800 into it total, and that included a complete brake service all around and a new set of tires. She purchased a 2015 Avalon XLE the following week for $14,200 with 71,000 miles from a private seller. She messaged me just last month. She's at 142,000 miles now after daily driving. Zero mechanical concerns or issues whatsoever. Her precise words in the text, Why doesn't anyone discuss this automobile? It's incredible. The 7th generation Avalon shares its complete platform architecture, its robust 3.5-liter V6 power plant, and its smooth 6-speed automatic transmission with the Lexus ES 350 luxury sedan. I'm not exaggerating for effect here. Identical components throughout, identical assembly facility in Georgetown, Kentucky, identical Toyota dependability and engineering standards. The 2GR FE V6 engine is arguably the single most dependable 6-cylinder power plant Toyota has ever manufactured in their entire history. It doesn't have direct injection complications that plague newer designs, doesn't have timing belt replacement intervals to worry about, doesn't have turbocharger failures. It simply runs reliably. I've personally witnessed these specific power plants reach 400,000 miles on original internals. Not, I heard about one second-hand. I've personally serviced 3 separate examples beyond 350,000 miles, with factory original transmissions still shifting smoothly. Let's discuss actual figures because this is where the value proposition becomes absolutely absurd. A 2016 Avalon XLE with 80,000 miles. $14,000 to $16,000 currently on the market. A 2016 Lexus ES 350 with equivalent mileage, $21,000 to $24,000 consistently. That's a $7,000 to $8,000 difference for mechanically identical automobiles with the same components. The Lexus has a nicer emblem on the grille and marginally superior interior materials and trim. That's literally all you're paying extra for. Now contrast it directly to the Camry. A 2016 Camry XLE V6 with 80,000 miles runs $15,000 to $17,000. Actually more expensive than some Avalons on the market, and you're acquiring a smaller automobile with fewer standard features and less interior space. Repair expenses on the Avalon? The most frequent maintenance item on these is brake pad replacement, $280 for all 4 corners including labor. Transmission fluid service, $180. Water pump, if it ever fails, which is genuinely rare until past 200,000 miles, $650 total. First critical step, verify the VIN for any dashboard recalls. Some 2013 to 2014 models experienced cracking dashboard concerns, specifically in hot climates. Toyota extended warranty coverage on this specific issue. Second, examine the tire wear pattern carefully. Uneven front tire wear indicates alignment was neglected over time. Not automatically disqualifying, but negotiate $100 off the asking price. Third, thoroughly test the Entune infotainment system functionality. On limited and XLE trim models, the touchscreen can develop response concerns over time. Ensure all buttons function properly and there's no lag. Fourth, and this is the professional tip, actively locate one owned by an elderly person if possible. I'm completely serious about this. They garage them consistently, they perform every single maintenance service on schedule, and they operate gently without aggressive driving. A senior-owned vehicle with 60,000 miles is essentially equivalent to a new automobile. Who should purchase it? Highway commuters especially. This automobile was specifically designed for 80-minute cruising all day continuously without strain. Anyone desiring Lexus dependability without the Lexus pricing premium. Individuals requiring space. The rear seat is absolutely massive with excellent legroom. And anyone intelligent enough to disregard what others think about senior-oriented automobiles. Who should avoid it entirely? If you're under 30 and concerned about your friends' opinions, honestly, I understand the social pressure. If you desire sporty handling characteristics, the Avalon isn't engineered for that purpose. And if you reside somewhere with tight parking situations, this is a genuinely large automobile. 192 inches long overall. Here's my final perspective on the Avalon. This is the finest automobile you can purchase for under $15,000 in today's market. Full-size dimensions, fully equipped with features, full Toyota dependability, and priced like people don't recognize what it actually is, because they genuinely don't. If I had to purchase one single automobile right now to operate for the following decade with the absolute lowest possible total ownership expense, I'd purchase another Avalon without any hesitation whatsoever. So there it is. 3 automobiles the marketplace forgot, but technicians absolutely didn't. The Buick Regal with German engineering and American pricing. The Mazda 6 that depreciates like it's cursed but operates like it's blessed. And the Avalon, the best-kept secret in the entire pre-owned automobile marketplace. You now recognize 3 specific automobiles you can purchase for under $15,000 that will genuinely outlast vehicles double their price. Next occasion, you're on a dealer lot, and the salesperson attempts pushing you toward a 3-year-old German lease return. You'll know better and can walk away confidently. Now, if you want to discover which sedans have genuinely earned legendary status in the repair facility, the automobiles that simply refuse to quit running, I created a complete video on that exact topic. It's right here, covering sedans that technicians genuinely respect with the figures and data to prove it. That's 22 years of observing automobiles come and go through my bays. Like if it helped, subscribe for additional automotive guidance. I'll keep providing you truth dealerships won't. Drive safely, maintain your automobile properly, and it'll maintain you reliably. Take it or leave it. I'll see you in the next one.